Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Kim and it's August wrap-up time. So how did I do in August? Well, I participated in 2 readathons in August. I participated in Battleathon. I was House of Snakes. That was hosted by Mel over at Mel Read, so I'll leave a link to her channel down below. I also participated in a week-long readathon, Cliterature, which was hosted by Steph over at Steph Loves. Again, I'll leave a link to her down below. This may be a bit chaotic because my next door neighbours decided to do DIY right now, so there'll be a bit of cutting and splicing here and there. And most of the books that I am putting on here are library books this month, so yeah, I'm putting a lot of past Kim in here as well. Hopefully I can mash it together and it all works. This is why I'm doing it fast, because I need to get in between my neighbour grinding. Right, how many books did I read in August? Well, I read 13 books in August. Not my best month, but definitely not my worst. I read a total of 5,806 pages. That averages out to 187 pages per day. For star ratings, I gave out 3 5 stars, 5 4 stars, and 3 5 stars this month. That averages out to a total of 3.8 stars for the month. So not a bad month, not a bad month. I think the first 2 books on here kind of screwed up my stats just a little bit. But we're going to Past Kim for that, I think. So hop on over to Past Kim. So hey, Past Kim here, in to tell you about the first books that I managed to finish in the month of August. This just screw off my stats a little bit because I did finish these. I did finish these on the 1st of August, but for the majority I read them from probably June onwards. I did the tandem read, Tower of Dawn and Empire Storms. In the other order. It's a tandem read, you read both of them at the same time. They are covering different people, but it's meant to be the same timeline. So yeah, I did the tandem read and I really enjoyed it. Of course I did, it's Sarah J Maas. I loved the characters in both, I loved the adventures in both, I loved the magic system in both, I loved both. So yeah, 5 stars each. Now back to future Kim for me, but present Kim for you. So because I finished that tandem read on the beginning of the month, that does go into my August stats. That's why it's going to screw up my stats a little bit because I read it mainly during previous months. But I did not use this for Battleathon, so I didn't get any points for these books. Hey guys, Past Kim here, and the first book that I finished this month was Wisdom of Crowds by Jo Abercrombie. This is book 3 in the 2nd trilogy in the First Law universe, and for me, this wasn't as strong as other books that I have read in this universe. I still like the humour and I like the characters, it's just through the middle, I wasn't that interested. I felt kind of bored. The end did pick it up though, so this got a high 3 star and it got me 310 points for House of Snakes because it has the word crowds in it. And for me, crowds is a wicked word because I don't like crowds. So bend the rules just a little bit, I think, but for me, crowds is a wicked word. Past Kim here again, and this time I finished In the Weeds by B.K. Borison. This I really enjoyed. I love the 2 characters, I love the relationship between them, I love the banter, I love the tie-in from other characters, I love the cats, I loved this book. So it got 4 stars from me. So this was on Cliterature for the spring prompt as well, and this got me 400 points for Team Snakes. The next one was Red, White and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston. For me, it just didn't hit as well as I wanted it to. I didn't connect with any of the characters and I didn't connect with it. So it only got 3 stars. It was on Cliterature for LGBTQ+ rep and it got me 300 points for Team Snakes. The next one that I read was Butcher and Blackbird by Bryony Weaver, and I absolutely loved this. I could not get enough. I absolutely love the characters. I love the banter between them. I love the little digs here and there. I just absolutely ate this up and freaking loved it. So it got 5 stars. Butcher, I think, was a wicked word. In total, it got me 510 points for Team Snakes. Past Kim here again, and this time I finished Dashing Through the Snow by Debbie McCormack. This one, I didn't get along with this one. The characters were a bit meh. The story itself didn't give me the Christmassy vibes that I thought it would. In fact, Christmas is barely mentioned in this, considering the front is Christmassy and it's supposed to be set at Christmas time. So for this, I did only give it 3, it was a low 3-star, but it did get 3 stars. So this was on Cliterature for the winter prompt. I thought this was going to be more Christmassy, so I put it on for winter, and it got me 300 points for Team Snakes. I finished Eyes Like Mine by Sheena Kamal. This didn't give me the vibes that I wanted. It was very slow, and yeah, it didn't give me what I wanted. I wasn't all that interested in the characters, so it only got 3 stars. It did give me 300 points for House of Snakes. The next one that I read was Get a Life, Chloe Brown. This was on Cliterature for POC rep. It is a POC author, and this got me 400 points for Team Snakes because this had 4 stars. I really enjoyed this. I loved these two. I loved how he was supposed to be helping her, but she ended up also helping him. And the cat, I loved this. Absolutely loved it. So 4 stars. The next book that I finished was Eat, Pray, Love by Elizabeth Gilbert. And for me, I think this wasn't what I thought it would be. Me being a a mid-30s woman, kind of struggling with where I am in the world and what I want to do with my life and all that, I thought that this would be quite a powerful read, finding out that it was actually a memoir. But for me, this was more Pray than Eat and Love, and I'm more Eat and Love than I am Pray. So it didn't hit the way that I wanted it to. The first section, the Italy section, really hit for me, and I really enjoyed that, but then it just kind of went downhill from there. So this did only get a 3-star from me. And that got me 300 points for Team Snakes. The next one that I finished this month was Ewan Thomas's Brutal. I picked this up because Ewan is quite a local here in Southampton. He pops into my store quite often in his very pretty car. So I thought, I picked this up. This was on my library shelf for books that were coming into my library soon. I saw it and I thought, why not? Why not? It's quite a shorty. Find out more about this guy's past. And for me, I think it's going to be a 4-star. I think I connected more with the last maybe 4 or 5 chapters of this than the first few chapters. There were some parts in here that he mentioned around the city, like McDonald's in a local village that I go to all the time. For me, because the first part of the book was about his running and his athletics, me not coming from that world and knowing too much about that world, hearing about timings quite often and people, a lot of names in here that I don't recognise. The first half was kind of a little slumpy for me, but the end definitely made up for it. Once he was leaving athletics and running and going into a deep depression and then finding his way in the world again afterwards, I really enjoyed the last half of this book. So for me, it got 4 stars. He's a good guy. I like Ewan. That got me 410 points for Team Snakes. The next book that I finished this month was Game of Thrones. I have finally picked up and finished Game of Thrones. Oh man, I'm probably the only person on the planet who hasn't or hadn't at that point read Game of Thrones or seen I haven't seen any of the TV programme either. So this was completely new to me. I liked the world. I like the characters. There's a lot of characters to get your head around in this, and it can be a bit confusing at times, but I had some fun with this. I liked the beginning and I liked the end. The middle was a little bit slumpy for me, so it did only get 4 stars, but I'm intrigued to continue on with this series. That got me 400 points for Team Snakes. The next one that I finished was No Second Chance by Harlan Coben. I didn't really mention this in my vlogs at all, but I did read this little by little throughout the month for my in real life book club. This was the latest one that we had to read from Harlan Coben. We are working through the back catalogue of Harlan Coben, and I'm enjoying Harlan Coben so far. This is the large print edition. It's the only one that my library had, so. That being said, I think it was quite a quick read because of the text being so big, but I really enjoyed this one. I liked the sort of the exploration of a family in this one, and I liked the mystery, and I liked the way that it was wrapped up. So for me, this one from Harlan Coben gets 4 stars. That got me 400 points for Team Snakes. And that's everything that I read in the month of August. So all in all, I got 4,050 points for Team Snakes. I had fun. I had fun this month. But yeah, that's everything that I read. All 13 books that I read in the month of August. What do you think? Yeah, good month. On to the next one. As always, down in my description box you can find a link to all of my socials. Come give me a follow on Goodreads, on Instagram and on X. You can like this video, you can comment, and you can subscribe if you want to. Want to let me know you're here without actually talking to me? Should we leave the Meat Cleaver? Because Butcher and Blackbird was one of my favourite reads this month. And I will see you next time. Toodles.